trying to get to our Instagram live, and
yeah, I'm currently waiting for that to pop up as well.
Well, it's because it just went live right now.
I know.
I
haven't said anything. He was the one that said it first.
I asked if.
Damn, probably should have done something with my hair. All 3/4 of an inch of it.
Okay, come on, give it to me. There we go. There's that one.
It's a pretty cool bike on the very top there.
Yeah, what was that?
Probably the Teleria.
Oh, it's an amped bike. We carry. Oh, it's for an e-bike site. That's a Suron though.
An actual Suron or a Suron clone?
I think it's an
Pass.
actual Suron. Pass, fair. It's like
We play Smash or Pass, but with no context.
with no context. That's an actual Suron, but it has the an amped sticker pack on it. Not an amped Airsoft, but an amped electric bike.
Yeah.
On it. Anyways, back to.
Mini Mink, I can't do a mullet. I used to have really long hair. My dad kind of grew me up Native American, so I had very long hair. I
you
can't go back
really?
to it.
Did you really have long hair?
Yeah. I had it like down to the far parts of my back.
Are
Like,
you serious?
yeah, like I was doing Native American reenactments with that long hair.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I didn't know this about you.
Yeah.
Know you for how many years? And this is new information.
Yeah, because like I got freaking bullied for it.
That's fair. Your name is Talon. All right. Let some of the people come in. Alfonso, what flavor energy drink did you get today?
I got Prime. Today's live podcast sponsored by Celsius.
Sponsored. Sponsored.
Bring the retro vibe with Retro Vibe
Let me
guys.
get a sip of that. Let me get a sip of that.
I shared that with you.
Well, I know, like, I was kind of 50-50 on it, so I want to see if my opinion has changed the past couple of weeks. Well,
And then there's
maybe.
Prime, original flavor. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. We don't want to be sponsored.
You
by
cannot find the Prime energy drink linked in the
that.
bio
It doesn't
above.
really taste like sherbet. It's like,
Because it's about the vibe.
I know.
It's more so about the nostalgia. What does sherbet mean to you?
It doesn't taste like sherbet, though, so it tastes like orange creamsicle, and orange creamsicle makes me think of, like, when I was sick and I had to take, like, medicine when I was younger, and I hate it.
Ooh, someone that had rich parents and could afford medicine.
Yo, I hope your parents can afford medicine. Oh, wait, that's right. You were Native American. You had natural medicines.
I had mono as a kid for a week, and my parents thought I was faking it. And then like another concerned like teacher was like,
Yeah, okay.
"Damn, you coming into school and you still not over your cough?"
When I had appendicitis, my parents thought I was just trying to get out of school. That day, I'm
Yeah.
like, no, like I'm in serious pain. We need to get this figured out. The next morning, I had like 104 fever. They're like, oh, we should probably go to the doctor. And then they took me to the doctor. Like, he needs to go into surgery right now. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, he wasn't joking. I'm like, I told you guys, I could have died.
There's one time where so the general rule was I'm going to school unless I'm actively vomiting or dead.
That's how my parents were. Yeah.
So there was one point where I was dropped off at school. I get out and I'm morbidly sick. I get out. I look back at my dad. I'm like, I told you I couldn't go. And he's like, you got it out of your system. Get in there, champ.
Ouch. Almost as bad as the time I broke my foot and they didn't even go to school with a broken foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had great parents in the Midwest growing up. Yes, very much of the rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine type, even
Very
though
much.
we genuinely were sick, dying, or actively about to be dead.
Legitimately sick.
We love the Midwest. Anyways, welcome to the Amp Lunchtime Live. This is myself, and we have Talon here with us today.
Talon, catching up on some comments.
Already?
Go for it. Yeah.
Already? Well, yeah, we're here. Answer your comments, questions, concerns, random off stories or offshoots of stories, such as how we grew up as children with parents who thought we were okay, but in fact, on the brink of death. Because you'll be fine, champ. You'll be fine.
It'll get some thicker skin.
Thicker skin. I don't think thicker skin can help with appendicitis. You know, that's kind of an inside internal issue. So inside issue. It's already beneath the skin. It's like
Versus like exposed internals.
exposed. I hope I don't have exposed internals. That just sounds bad.
Just bandage up tight.
Is it not strong? There we go. All right. let's get into some comments. I'm gonna go right to Instagram.
Philip David 34. Where would one buy good replica scopes? It's hard to find D.
Find what?
Find D. It's hard to find D.
Find D.
You
Well,
got the same comment.
no, I was just more so like, if it's hard to find D, I maybe lose some weight. I don't know.
Scopes. Magnification.
Well, good replica scopes is hard to find because of the fact that a lot of companies like EOTech and those have what are they called?
Replication, licensing, regulations.
Like and cease and desist for companies who actually bring in those Chinese replicas into the company or into the country, so then people can't really sell them. A lot of those companies that would actually have them for sale don't sell them online due to that cease and desist. So you have to kind of either be A, lucky to find that in the wild, or B, honestly, Alibaba. I've seen a lot of people get really lucky with Alibaba scopes, especially like EOTech brand ones. And then the only other one that I could think of that is a really good repro company would be Holy Warrior. I know they're kind of skirting that line with some of their products, but I have heard good things about their EXPS3 clones. I think TJ runs his, and he thinks it's really, really good. So
here's my 2 cents. Amazon, get some cheap Amazon, even though they're not going to advertise the logos on the side of it.
Yeah, that.
A lot of times they do come with them. I also will try to cop stuff from eBay.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's go. Slappy Valappy, it's my cuddle buddies. Hi, buddy. Mink, mink. Grow it out, get rock and mullet. I have no idea what Oscam King, Jaboying. I hope you're not having a stroke and you're seeking medical help. Slappy Valpy, I hope you guys have a tagging Reaper specifically for Iron Horse in November. We should. I mean, we carry all the launchables right now. Not the new Kickcharge versions, but the current versions where you have to use the shells for it. Rapid Reapers, Fates, Paladins, all those fun things.
The shells are the hard things to get right now.
Yeah, the CO2, those shells.
Well, the CO2 or HPA.
Yeah, or HPA. I'm going to be doing a lot of half-complete sentences because my brain is just not currently functioning. I had a little bit too much Bapple last night.
Bonkulus, not computing.
Are you having a stroke?
Back to my sources.
Call sign Boyk. Hello. Hello back to you, good sir.
How about DSGJ? Should I drink my Red Bull?
You should shotgun your Red Bull. I'm talking classic. Key, flip top, and go for it. And any heart palpitations you have is completely normal.
Train to failure.
Okay, let's... On a real note, let's not train your heart to failure. Because training your heart to failure is never a good thing.
You ever just
As the foremost medical professional in this office, as I am a doctor in New Jersey in some states, let's not do that, please. I don't want a lawsuit to come across customer service's email and be like, we're suing you because one of your people on our live said train your heart to failure.
No. I heard someone else say train to failure. Is that better legal advice?
No, you just don't do that while talking.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying I heard someone else say it.
Anyways.
If you ship to the Netherlands, do replicas have orange chips?
Yeah, we sell all of our replicas with orange tips. We are not able to modify them either, as that's a law that you have to abide by. If I stayed home from school for being sick, I couldn't watch TV or movies because if I missed, I had to be resting. Fair. I was the same way. He also needs more tag-ins used. My last one on our group of 4 idiots in a fridge. I need that clip. I desperately need that clip. Please DM us.
What up, call sign Boyk? I saw your message. I'm not ignoring you.
Yeah, I said hello to him. He said, call sign Boyk said hello.
Yeah.
So I said hello back.
And then I'm following up. Slappy Valappy messaged in Redline N7 or Kythera.
N7 all the way, without question.
I say N7. Or, alternatively, you could go with an Nexus, which is going to give you semi and auto as a full pneumatic system. It is one of the newer engines available on the market. It is a complete gearbox replacement rather than a solenoid replacement, so there might need to be some alignment issues or corrections if you're trying to put it into a normal replica. They are going to be a version 2 gearbox exclusively at the moment. Maybe they'll open up to a V3, but we don't know. Yeah,
Nexus is good if you want ooh, here's a really good like example of it. Like Nexus's engine, mechanical engine, is very much like the Fusion engine. It's an entire gearbox that you drop in, but it's all mechanical. While the Redline is very much like your F2 or your Jack, where it's just a single little bit for it. I still prefer the Redline. Grew up on them. I love them to death, and they for my Gen 1 has not died yet. So, but Mr. Chief says apparently we just ignore the YouTube chat, so we're gonna continue to ignore your chat now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, Instagram chat. For
What? I'm trying to help him out.
for Gray Bush specifically, this is not the live you are looking for.
Okay. Mr. Chief said White Monster is better. I cannot drink Monster anymore. That ruined my gut in high school.
Yeah, no Monster for me.
Kyle Roper said hard monsters are way better. Unleash the Beast. Of course, someone named Kyler is asking that.
Unironically, rip it.
I
Unironically.
do. I fuck with Rippets so hard. Remember, I don't think you were with us on that trip, but remember when we did the trip down to McClellan and I stayed up for that 24 hours straight, and I was like, I think it was like 10 Rippets.
I pre-packed Rippets. In fact, there's a Dollar General out in Oakmont that has Rippets.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can feel my heart seizing at the thought of it. Are they like original Rippets, or are they?
Yeah, they're the original.
Do you have?
They even have the tribute ones.
Do you have?
I'll bring some.
Bring me one, and then I'll have to have it throughout the weekend.
Well, we're tripping, so.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Mr. Chief, I'm looking at the EMG Noveski Chainsaw AG. It has APS internal, so I want to know if I can put. So if I can gut it and put like a retro arms gearbox or something. Yeah, I mean you should. The Noveski Chainsaw.
Yes, but the Noveski chainsaw, I believe, is a APS.
That's what he said. It's APS internals.
Yeah. So I can tell you firsthand, the APS nozzle alignment from the gearbox is whack. So you're best off using the APS gearbox for the nozzle alignment exclusively.
Yeah, and like you said, I would definitely recommend dropping a retro arms gearbox or any other gearbox for that matter into it.
No, I'm saying don't do the retro arms because of the nozzle alignment.
Sorry, I was looking at. So I was staring at the Noveski, and like your comment went this way, and then out the other side of my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, do this.
Like Vapor Trail, it's just.
Yeah, very much so. Like I said, too much Baffle last night. I'm recovering a little bit. That's a cool body though.
Yeah, it's
I would like to get a real steel Noveski rifle one day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your everyday M-locked 14.5. Definitely not worth $2,000 in my opinion. But it's just cool. There's so many real guns I want. Airsoft is.
Airsoft is cool.
I can't say that. That's a gamer word. Airsoft is cool. There we go.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Anyway, I'm looking forward to shooting Logan. You'll never find me. It's Patrick. He's going to be at Stag Ops this weekend with us. That's going to be. I don't have a clip, and I'm so sad about it. Well, that's your fault. You should probably do better with that, my friend. Get a better GoPro or something. I don't know. Looks like the Nexus reset is interesting. If you're talking about the trigger reset, it's actually pretty good. It's really mechanical, if I remember correctly. I mean, you have more time on it than I personally do. It's a magnetic trigger?
Yeah, it's a magnetic trigger.
I thought it was straight mechanical.
It's mechanical magnetic trigger.
Oh.
So you have that dead space you're gonna have with mechanical.
Okay.
The magnetic makes it really snappy and responsive.
Yeah.
It is. Someone also was in chat or messaging into the sales email asking how it is compared to the Kythera trigger. TLDR, the Kythera trigger has a lot of sponge with that trigger sear before it hits that wall, before the sear actually breaks. And then it's a hard press back forward to a very spongy wall, and it's very hard to gauge where that trigger sear break is compared to the Nexus. Because it's magnetic, there's a little bit of take up. There is some tunability. It is kind of weird how you tune it because you're tuning based on the magnetic pull that it already has from where the magnets are in relation to each other. So you can identify based on the magnetic pressure where that break is, and it's very light before it breaks. What are you doing?
I'm just like making a mental counter of how many times you've said magnetic in this conversation, because I'm going to see how many shots that would be and if I'm going to die from alcohol poisoning or not.
Nah. It involves magnets. I'm gonna finish that. Okay.
It's not like
We're branching. So the reset is way better to identify, but it is much shorter compared to the Kythera overall. Now, if you're talking about shots and drink, if you were like counting the word tires when we're talking about cars, that's a little unfair.
what?
That's like community.
That's yeah. Wait, you still
It's
have
like
that
the word community.
No, not again. We need to go to your car really quickly for some stuff. Really? Is there a chance that bright flashlight would change?
So yes, the trigger is interesting.
That would almost work if I wasn't a Jedi myself, lol. Matt Airsoft literally about to get the stitches right now. Yeah, these lunchtime lives go off the rail pretty often. It's like, there are some days we talk strictly about Airsoft, and there are some days that it's just, we have no idea what we talk about.
Sometimes we're funny.
Sometimes we're funny, and there are most days I just black this out, and then somebody says something, like a comment to me a couple of days later, I'm like, I said that? In front of who? Oh, that's right, I did say that. That is correct. He also went ahead and asked, is there a chance that bright flashlight would damage NVGs? 100%. You can only auto-gate so fast. Also, if you have a bright flashlight, I don't even say like a generally bright flashlight, but more so if it's one of the more focused beams that you can get just like a laser pointer, it will 100% damage tubes. If you can't auto-gate fast enough, even if it does auto-gate, the sensor, the tube itself is still going to be exposed. So that'll still have the ability to damage it. It's just like, even if you don't turn your nods on in the daytime, but you take off your nod caps and they sit in the sunlight, it's going to damage your tubes. It's the same exact idea. I always recommend if there's a bright flashlight and you think, oh, there's a chance for damage, to have to auto-gate and you look away from it so then your tubes don't get damaged, because that's, a small house or a car payment that you have on your noggin, depending on what tubes you have.
Yeah. Reindeer games where you had your million lumen flashlight.
120,000 lumen handheld flashlight.
And I'm holding the flashlight while you shoot, and then we go to move, and then I come down with it to scoop and like have cover, and I accidentally hit it as I'm like 2 feet away
That was
from the
insane.
concrete floor, and I have to fall on my butt because just the bounce of the light was so disorienting.
If you want to see some really funny gameplay of that, it is up on my personal YouTube channel, and also on, I believe some of the clips are on my Instagram, but I know for a fact that the clips are on my TikTok that I have, of just me standing there or him and just whoosh. And the funniest part is when that thing clicks on, you can see in the bushes little dots of light because it's reflecting off of people's night vision, so we can see where they're sitting in these bushes. And people were unhappy with me after the game, like, there's a big dark spot on my nods. I'm like, you signed a waiver. I'm sorry that I was just gaming the game and I decided to spend $750 on a flashlight that would just turn the nighttime into daytime. So then everyone has night vision.
Yeah, everyone's on fair ground at that point.
Exactly. You think I don't think I used my nods once that game, except to just record a couple of things.
To answer a YouTube and IG question, can you HPA the Noveski? Yes, you would have to go with a more traditional cylinder replacement engine, such as a Jack, a Wolverine Inferno, or a Polarstar F2, and then that is going to utilize the same gearbox housing, but you're changing the solenoid or the cylinder, and that's going to allow for the best nozzle alignment to the inner barrel. So you're going to have no rubbing as far as the nozzle from the HPA causing any type of inconsistencies or breaking down any of those O-rings or causing wear and tear on the nozzle. And then for IG, about the APS rifles in general, if you got an APS rifle that works and works well, that's awesome.
Lucky ducky though, but awesome.
In all my years of doing the airsofts, APS has been one of the worst ones.
I don't want to say they have the moniker a piece of shit for a reason.
Yeah,
but
I also very much openly do not like WeTech. But to say that
really
my WeTech has lasted longer and performed better than my APS rifle.
I didn't know you were such against WeTech, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty divided when it comes to certain brands and
Oh,
manufacturers.
I know you are. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've heard the comments, and I'm like, Callan, you have to be non-biased, even though I know we're remarkably biased. Speaking of,
Listen, we're marketing honesty, but there's a point where you can't be that honest.
this is fair. And speaking of honesty, we have a question on IG, and he is asking, it's Graybush asking, what's the worst airsoft gun that you've ever worked on and why? Yeah, I'm going to let you go first because you have far more tech experience than I do.
My worst one to date has been the Cyma M14 EBR.
That's a classic. Everyone hates that one.
With the amount of screws that go into the body and the gearbox specifically because of that mounting system on the very front of the body. I have broken those completely all the way apart and have like separate piles of screws, done my work on the gearbox, put it all back together, and then I have amalgamation of different screws that I failed to put in the correct position on assembly. And it was like about a 25, 30-minute process of just getting it together. And then I have to go through the process of unscrewing everything again, making sure I have the screws in all the right positions, throw it all back together, and then I'm like, oh, I still have more screws, but these are different screws from the original pile.
It's like when you put together a Lego thing and you find like 4 Lego bricks missing, you're like,
Well, Lego is one thing because you can expect them to have spare parts.
Sorry. When you put together your car after working on it, you find that there's an extra couple of bolts, and you go, "Oh no, are these important bolts? Am I going to crash? Who knows? It's a gamble."
So yeah, Cyma M14 EBR.
Valid. I did a Redline N7 Milsim PPSH. And that was a combination. I was secondhand teching on it. That wasn't even me primarily teching on it, but I think we did 14 hours straight doing that from 8 a.m. till probably 2 or 3 in the morning, it felt like. And that was with myself, MC Kydex, Josh from MC Kydex, and then a good buddy of mine, Kevin. And I think you've met Kevin once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
We took his wooden full metal PPSH 41, and we thought it'd be a fun idea to throw a Redline engine into it because we had the ability to just like kind of walk right next door and ask the owners of Redline, like, hey, do you mind if we try this? And that was the worst decision we ever had because not only did after doing that, I had to drive 2 hours back home to Illinois from where we were at in Wisconsin, but we just barely got it to work because the macro line didn't want to route properly. We had to drill through the wooden stock and like do this weird routing through it to be able to get the macro line down, and we had to do custom shims, and there's JB Weld involved in the gearbox putting it back together to get it to align properly. Even when it did align properly, you get like 5 solid shots and 1 random shot. The bucking ripped twice for no reason other than the bucking just decided to rip, and they were old school prominent purple buckings.
Mm-hmm.
So no idea why that happened, and overall it was a miserable experience, and I never ever recommend someone HPing a PPSH 41. I don't even remember what brand it was. I just remember it was a brand I probably blocked out of my memory, to be honest with you.
S&T or like a D-Boys?
I think it was S&T. It was a full wood, full metal PPSH 41. It was miserable. I will say, though, it was pretty fucking cool when it was finished.
I believe it.
We got it running the next day, and it ran beautifully.
Cash Pieces. Would you guys ever play Airsoft in India?
Yeah.
I won't say no to playing Airsoft in another country.
So, well, and I was going to go ahead and touch on that. I would love to not only more of the back half of this year, but definitely going into 2026, doing more international play because there are so many cool fields, and not only fields, but also content creators that are in other countries that I would love to go in Airsoft with, or go to some fields that I've seen. Like there's some fields I've seen in Brazil where it's entire multi-story shopping complexes.
Yeah.
That bigger than a mall, and just this entire, I forget what video it was, but I can remember the thumbnail in my head like it was yesterday. And it just looks like a small city complex, but it's all yours to Airsoft in. Or some of the ginormous, I forget what battle it is that Novice participates in, but it's like the 2,000 player battle. That's the simulation thing that they have over there. That'd be sweet to go do, or at least like check it out. I would love to do more of that moving into next year. I think that'd be cool with Airsoft. So maybe not specifically India, but definitely other places in the world. I think it'd be fun.
So to branch off of that, favorite event so far in 2025?
Oh, favorite Airsoft event to work on. Wait, favorite event?
Yeah, I'm jumping over to YouTube because we're talking about events.
Oh, okay. Favorite event so far in 2025? I don't know. I've had
Like to happen or have happened?
yeah. How about this? I was gonna
What are you
say
laughing at behind camera?
Thing
it
that-
says so far in 2025, so it's probably what has happened already.
Yeah, not what's going to happen. It's what have you been through that's nice.
I've
I've been to more casual plays than events.
I've been to 50-50 split. I think, honestly, I think what's kind of stands out in my mind right now is Southern Front, just because I was cosplaying as a cowboy with a pink lever action, and that was just super dope to do. Which we have that up on our YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out. Video between myself and David. I am trying to think of the other events I went to this year, but it all kind of melds together in a way.
For like,
Ooh,
for like,
Emsado Libertas was a baller game. That was so fun hanging out with those boys out there and being up in that mill, because that was some seriously intense CQB fighting. That was a baller time. God, there were so many good events this year. I gotta look at my calendar.
the only event I've played at has been Black Site.
Oh, that would have been my number one go-to, dude.
Yeah, but I only played like 3 hours because I was working the trailer as
But it's
well.
Black Site. Like, Black Site's always just a fantastic event.
I would have liked to have spent like the entire day playing.
That's fair. I didn't get a chance to go to Overbrook. I did go to Abkhaz, but I got horribly sick after Abkhaz, and that was just not fun to go ahead and do, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's going to be a split between Emsado Libertas and Southern Front, just because Libertas was an insanely tight CQB thing, and then you had Southern Front, where it was just being a cowboy all weekend, and that's always fun, especially with a new gun like the lever action and how well it performed. I had a blast and a half.
Yeah. Mr. Chief.
He's
Chef,
at Black Site.
Yeah, he was at Black Site.
Is he the guy that had the Crytek Mark III that decided to blow himself up?
I don't
maybe?
think so. He was over on Instagram when we were talking about that.
Okay.
Unless he has a completely different handle from YouTube and IG.
I've seen it before. Tell him how do magnets work. Magnet. We're not talking about magnets.
Magnet.
He also, Kalsan Boyk also asked, how are babies made?
With magnets.
Right afterwards. I'm going to get, definitely not, I need to have a Borg here for stuff like this, because I think I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 magnets. I'm just going to I can't say that on live. I'm one using a bright flashlight with the nods, but I don't actually want to break people's shit. They signed a waiver, dude. If I'm being real, that's how I excuse myself from bringing a 120,000 lumen flashlight out to a field, is that they signed a waiver. You brought them out. It's the same kind of idea of if you bring out your nods and they get shot out, you can't be mad because you brought your nods to an airsoft game and they're going to get shot at. I had one of my protective lenses get shot, and I thought I broke my tube. Thankfully, the protective lens got shot, and it didn't go through to the tube. But if it would have happened, I can only be so mad at myself. I brought it to an airsoft game.
Yeah.
It's like going off-roading and breaking an axle. Can't be mad at it. You did it to yourself, buddy. On my TikTok that I have, proceeded to be upset, and I called you a TikToker. Yeah, because I'm not doing, what's the song that you do the pull-downs and it immediately clicks into your head? The cat song? Do you not know what I'm talking about?
No.
No way. You're the one who made this joke like 2 weeks ago.
No, because I talk about doing the.
Yeah, and you do this, and it's that stupid cat song?
I don't know the cat
No?
song.
Okay.
No.
I'm just going to excuse myself for this conversation and then live that down. My hat cap is since 2006, and it's still running. If you get a good high cap, man, they will run forever. So, boy, trying to set my little brother up with a cheaper HPA setup suggestions.
Well, you missed one of Gray Bush's comments.
Oh, I got it. My hat cap since 2006.
One more up.
Oh, if you were to buy a cheap airsoft gun, what would you
I got you,
buy,
Gray Bush.
SEMA or JG? SEMA.
Now, which SEMA?
Which SEMA? If you buy, what would you buy, a SEMA or JG? Well, SEMA in general, and then SEMA, which SEMA in AK? SEMA AKs are pretty cheap. Yeah.
So I pronounce them SIMA.
Well, you're
So-
wrong.
So I do SIMA
It's wrong.
AK.
Thank you, Ross.
Or SIMA M14s. I don't care about being wrong.
Well, as long as you
Is
do
it
one.
is it as polarizing as refried beans?
Refined Greens is not as polarizing as women's rights, and we're moving on.
Oh, I knocked something else over this
Stop.
television.
You are sitting over here from now on.
Okay. You want to swap?
No, I'm comfortable now. My butt sweat's in this chair. I don't think you
You
want to
sure?
share butt sweat. I mean, do you want to swap?
I have pants. I'm
I-
not.
What am I wearing?
All right, get up.
I'm not wearing pants. Did you really crush that Celsius already?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude, you're
Yeah.
gonna have a heart attack.
Everyone else watched me crush it.
Yeah, I'm half alive right now, man. Trying to set my little brother up with a cheaper HP setup. Any suggestions? G&G Combat Machine and a Polar Star Jack.
Assignment AK.
Just walk out the door. It's 1,000 degrees in here.
No, it's not. They got the window open. I'm just saying.
We can't punch people in the live, right?
I don't want to prove you wrong, but historically, if we couldn't get it to 1,000,000 degrees.
No! I have a headache. I want to go home.
the incinerator for trash, so we could get rid of.
Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Jesus. So genuinely though, a G&G Combat Machine and a Polar Star Jack is great. We also have some pretty cheap not pre-built, but very cheap options on our website between Lancer Tactical Gen 2s and Gen 3s with those engines. I think those are going to be the best and simplest setups, especially if you don't do any internal upgrades, and they'll shoot just fine. And you have so much room for upgrades later if you want to put, inner barrels and buckings and those sorts of things in there, or if you wanted to actually spend a little bit more money and get like an F2 off the gate, and then you have a lot more adjustability when it comes to your engine and how that's going to perform. Graybush says the worst gun I've worked on is a Walmart Black Ops M4. Yeah, and that sucked. Nothing lined up. Yeah, it's a Black Ops M4. I would assume. Patrick says Backdraft. Backdrafts are good engines for cheap. They really, really are. I would still recommend a Polestar Jack just because overall, I've seen that the Polestar Jack is... Backdraft is a very, very new engine, and there may be issues that come out with backdrafts after like more and more people use them that just end up being like a pain in the ass. While Polestar has so much refinement to that specific engine that you're pretty much guaranteed out the gate that if you can just drop it and make it work, you can make it work. While backdraft will take a little bit extra tuning to get it running well and properly. But backdrafts are a fantastic, fantastic choice if you are willing to put a little bit more time into making sure that your gun works just as good.
I would like to play a little bit more with some of the backdrafts. I am not sure, but the Titan 2 HPA trigger board, I think, might be incorporating the backdraft engine for some of the controls and functionality.
Oh.
And then, like, just seeing if that is compatible. Now, we don't have any of the Titan 2 trigger boards. Otherwise, I'd be hooking those more up to the Jacks, the F2s, even some Infernos. We don't have any Reapers lying around for me to play with. But if we had more of those available, I'd really like to check those out and then plug one into a backdraft, do an update on the Titan 2 and see if they've made any changes to that yet.
That'd be cool. Ross asked if I watched the documentary. I have not watched that yet. I actually have to... Don't thumbs down his documentary.
Thumbs down and you not watching it.
I asked for the link.
No support.
Yeah, can't believe I haven't seen it yet.
I asked for the link, Ross.
No support for the
That's
community.
actually-
No, where's the... I didn't see it. Did you send it to me?
Yes.
Pull up the receipts, Ross.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling up my own receipts.
Right here in Synology. There it is. Look at that Google Drive link.
Boom.
May 8th. I sent it to you a week ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. You sent the link, and then you sent 300 photos from the smoke photo shoot we had.
Actually,
That's
more-
exactly what happened. So I will watch it as soon as I get off this line.
Actually, not 300. More like 24.
I'm going to continue on. Custom Boink, hi little brother. RISJ, hello. Do. Logan, hello. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I did send you a text back. I know exactly what it is because he had a video camera question.
Okay, Coco Bear. Follow-up question about your question. Are you talking just working performance, or are you talking like getting some distance, being accurate and consistent out of the box? Because then that'll skew my answers in relation to your
Oh,
pistol.
Coco's on! Hi, Coco. Well, yeah, he's the MDRX homie. I
Yeah.
keep talking about. I love
Yeah.
that guy.
Where's that text?
It said message nuts. All right, let me delete that and then resend it.
Bertles Milsim, Logan.
I'm literally texting him right now.
I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
So to answer your question, Bertles, I'm texting you right now. It had the message not delivered thing, so I just deleted it. It's got a curve to it, but the best. You can like answer a question. I'm texting. I'm texting.
I'm waiting
Bertles.
for Coco Bear to get back to me. Otherwise, I have some answers already lined up, depending on if he wants performance or just out of the box, like working well and working consistent. And then it's just people talking about musical chairs and magnet.
No. All right, I did text you back. My phone had the message not delivered button on it, and I had not seen that, so I just sent you it as well. But to answer your question, you can check your messages.
I was gonna say, what are some things behind the camera I can play around with and show off that aren't?
Nothing, absolutely nothing behind the camera.
There's a bottle of BBs.
There's Ross, but just drag him out here, entertain the masses.
Maybe I can start reading up on Pepper.
I'm telling we don't talk about that. No, it's not Shop Ross. Yeah, I just sent it to you, buddy. I know, I did. I'm excited to see you this weekend. I have a surprise for you, by the way, for when I see you this weekend.
Is it the thing you've been talking about already?
What thing?
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Well, no, it's not that thing. It's a different thing. I picked it up on yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm referring to.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes.
You have already talked about that.
Yes.
More than once
But
already.
yeah, but like he's not gonna know exactly what it was though.
Until we finish the live and he goes back and rewatches
Well,
this.
he
and then
can
he's
also
like,
try to go back and rewatch it, but he won't know if it's that or something else.
I think contextually he's
no,
gonna know.
no, he's not gonna know.
I think, yeah.
He's never gonna know.
Dude, he's so smart. He's like one of the smartest guys I know.
You've never met Billy.
I know he is so smart.
You're gonna love this guy when you meet him this weekend, buddy.
Dude, I have your back.
I can't. I can't today. Mr. Chief in YouTube said, any idea what event is going on in October for AMS or any idea when Reindeer Games will be this year? So Reindeer Games is always towards the end of the year. Last year was December. I'm assuming it's going to be December as well this year. I got to stop saying As far as October events,
You could say
I think for October events, I think it's going to be
Magnet.
Iron Horse. I'm going to just ignore you from now on. American
Whatever.
Milsim. I said Kill Sim. Yeah, some people treat it like that. Not Muslim. American Milsim. Okay, so the amount of times that we actually get emails that have like really some of the funniest spelling mistakes, including that one, is chef's kiss. Never, please, when you guys email us, please don't ever check your spelling mistakes. Send it as is. It just makes me very happy some days.
So at some point, we're going to get HR coming to us. So who's been consistently searching Muslim events? And why?
So American Milsim, Iron Horse is in November. It's November 8th to 9th in Perry, Georgia. Currently, obviously that can change if there's a military thing that comes up and they have to change things around. As far as October, there are no events listed, but there is Central Front at the very end of September, which is the 27th and 28th in Alton, Illinois. We will not be at that. That's at Bing Airsoft. Their field is fantastic, so they will be hosting that there. But whatever one is October, we will be at. Again, it just has not been announced as of yet. I'm curious what they're going to be doing, because Black Site was in January last time we were there. There was an event in October for American Milsim, I think, last year.
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
I think I went to...
That's when New Orleans was. It was around October. Oh, no. No, New Orleans was like in...
No, it was October.
September. Was? September? Yeah.
It was September 20th.
Because it was like right as soon as we got back from Copperhead, we like had a week and a half to heal.
It was on my birthday.
It was?
Yeah, it was September 20th.
Oh, well, happy belated birthday.
It's nowhere close now.
Happy belated birthday, buddy.
Nowhere close now.
Mid-birthday?
That's when it was. So.
Okay. So what was there an American Milsim game last October?
No, I think I was going to a Third Coast.
Yeah, you had Starburst or something like that. Starburst, Starfire,
It was something.
Skull
like that.
Crusher, something.
Ooh, Skull Crusher sounds right. Also, Coco Bear's question is still bothering me.
1361. Is 1361. So okay. For Coco Bear, you're gonna have to answer him now because remember he works currently and then he goes back to watch it. So answer it for him so he can actually. 1861 was last October, by the way. But
Hey, Graybush, be careful about the magnets out there. And have fun. All right, Coco Bear. His question. 3 best pistols for performance. Now, I want to hit on, I asked him originally if it was going to be for out of the box, performance, like consistency, accuracy, how far the BB will travel.
DBB.
How far the BB?
Why are you running?
Versus. Why are you running? Versus like just working, you know, like it's like your go-to like Milsim secondary pistol, not for performance,
No.
or like the accuracy distance performance, but more like it's going to work when you need it to work.
I got my top 3 right now. I didn't have to think about that. If you want to go first.
Okay, so Elite Four, I'm gonna answer the it's gonna work no matter what.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna approach it.
Yeah.
Elite Force 1911,
Yep.
VFC, CO2 Glock specifically,
Yep.
and then it's gonna be a toss-up. I think between the ASG PO9 or PO1.
That's my only difference for that would be the Elite Force Hater. Because you know it's going to work no matter what. It shoots hot, obviously, but like that thing is guaranteed. You throw a thing in there, it's
The
going.
amount of haters that have that tab issue where
Yeah.
but they're to Elite Force they're a dime a dozen. So
That's fair.
They are more willing to replace those.
That's fair. That's also like the Elite Force 1911s, man. I still have a Gen 1 I got however many years ago that was, and it does not want to die. That's what I hate about airsoft guns nowadays, and this is going to kind of riff off Coco Bear's thing. I hate airsoft guns nowadays because just like with cars and everything in modern manufacturing, they're designed to fail. Elite Force 1911s back in the day. Mine has been thrown in the water and so many directions, including up and down, and is bulletproof. But like now, if you look at a pistol incorrectly, it just falls apart sometimes.
Hey, magnets down below in the chat if you guys had an Elite Force 1911. We're a little late in the overall chat, but you know, we can still do magnet icons, you know. Let everyone know. Are you an OG 1911 dude?
I never want you on the live ever again.
Magnets down below.
Please stop that. We're gonna get a mystery box.
What are you talking about?
we're gonna get a box of shows.
Yes,
And
magnets.
it's gonna be a box of magnets. I'm like, what is it? But I'm holding it with my phone next to it,
Ooh.
and I go, oh, ooh, and my phone is just destroyed.
If it's like the drag like river fishing magnet, like that's going on the windowsill.
Oh yeah. Well, at that point, I throw it up to the roof and see if I can scale the walls with it.
I don't think anyone's going to send us one that powerful.
But hopefully that answers your question, Coco Bear.
UPS would hate whoever would ship us a magnet
Just
that
stuck
powerful.
to the floor. And
It's just stuck to the floor of the UPS truck, and they cannot get it off.
because they would try to pull it off the floor, and it would pull right through the cardboard and destroy it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be horrible. That's a really funny prank. Somebody should do that. I didn't say that, though. Somebody should do that in Minecraft, because if we get held liable for damages, I don't want that to happen.
Okay. Then the 3 pistols for actual performance.
Oh, performance. That's a 2-parter.
Yes.
Out the box?
Out of the box.
Honestly,
No upgrades.
Elite Force Glock, the CO2 one. Solid, snappy, decently shooting, decently far. What was that?
A little
the,
foam piece.
Was that the ghost again?
No.
No, this place is haunted. You know that, right?
No.
It's sorry you don't want to believe that, but it's haunted, buddy. Oh, also, hold on. I got to move this to the other side because we did musical chairs. Or else
The Oakmont house is haunted.
Yes, but this place is also haunted. So, anyways, Elite Force Glock CO2, genuinely think out the box, performance-wise, is a solid contender. The 1911s, I don't have any, the old school, yeah, but I don't, probably the new school, I would assume it's the same because they just updated the fact that they have a different rail system on it now. I think everything else is pretty much the same. And then Turkmiri Mark 23.
That's a pretty good one.
That is solid. That was great before I put my TDC in it, and now it's just sniper rifle worthy.
The CZ P01 specifically.
Okay.
I have gotten phenomenal performance reviews when I used to do like the review videos.
Oh yeah,
Like-
yeah. That's a great gun.
Like hitting like a small little like energy drink can at like 100 feet.
I mean, there's a reason why so many people use it. Like, it's
Yeah.
a phenomenally performing gun.
The G&G Piranha.
The what now?
The G&G Piranha.
I've,
Like honestly, like
I don't think I've
the
ever.
Piranha. And if you're looking for like upgrade, this one's gonna be a little bit of a
What
toss.
about, the,
'cause-
what about the Tokyo Marui Goldfish?
Nah,
No,
really no Tokyo Marui for me.
I'm just not even gonna go.
Kind of like a
with it
toss
there.
out of the window. The AAPO1. It's kind of like mid when it comes to like out of the box performance,
a-
but the amount of like aftermarket stuff is
like-
incredible.
Mechanic.
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of like a split slide. Oh,
Yeah.
it does have a split slide.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. I don't think I've ever even heard of it, and if I have heard of it, I just another G&G pistol. Not to say it that way. I love G&G guns, but there's so many pistols come out nowadays, or so many airsoft guns, I should say, come out nowadays. I just kind of pass my noggin. Let me scroll down. Oh my God, so many cons. No,
So many magnets.
so many magnets.
Keep the magnets flowing, brothers.
Yeah, please no. I'm still here. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show 'em.
Hey, Ayo, Logie Bear,
Don't-
what's your
don't show 'em.
recommendation on a HPA SVD build?
Well, hold on. Birtles is gonna show 'em. That needs a spotlight.
No, that's call sign Momentum.
No, I know.
That's
Birtles. Oh,
That's-
you're gonna learn this weekend.
Bartle.
He's gonna learn this weekend. It's gonna be great.
Bartle.
You guys have to get back. Well, let's say goodbye to some of these other people first. Scraper said bye. Goodbye.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Where were you?
Here. Where were you?
I said bye to him. I told him to watch out for the magnets.
I'm just. What's your recommendation on an HPA SVD build, base gun brand and engine? I'm reheating it so I can hear it in my own words. I'm a little,
my own words.
a little slow today, man.
Ask the same question, but I didn't say it out loud, therefore it doesn't count.
See, now you're understanding. HPA SVD build? I genuinely am not that familiar with HPA SVDs or SVDs in general. I would probably assume LCT SVD with an F2 or something like that. Do not go mechanical. I recommend for any build, not just SVD builds, but anything that's going to be kind of crazy, such as like G36, for example, Poppins Patches. We just did an EBB build for him. That was a pain in the butt, and if he would have done maybe an F2, it would have been a little bit easier, but we put a Kythera in that one. That was insane to do. It works, but my gosh. But anything crazy like that, I would recommend doing a F2 or electro-pneumatical engine of that sort. Are you familiar at all with HPA SVDs? Because I just don't have a say in this.
Not particularly. Watch out for the nozzle length. It's not going to be a standard version 3 nozzle, even though it is, in most cases, a standard version 3 gearbox. I don't know exactly what nozzle length, but they are a little bit different with the SVD models in particular. I thought I heard Lancer Tactical was going to do an SVD, or what's the other one I'm thinking of? An SVU?
I don't know. I'm not. I just
Um,
don't follow up with that much of the
But yeah,
of those weird builds like that.
version 3 gearbox, and then just double check your nozzle length.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry, eh? No comment. That's the one thing you're not gonna comment on.
No, because I want to give a shout out to Master Chef, because he's the one in the YouTube comments
Yeah.
really just holding it all down.
Yeah. I was at TCA Crosswinds last year. That was my first Muslim event. Shit was fun. I would like to go to more TCA events. I did them a lot back in the day, and they were a blast. I know you have way more under your belt, and this is like the third or fourth time we've mentioned that we should probably get going to some of those, just because TCA events are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Are GHK Glocks any good? I'm looking at the Glock 17. Let me tell you what about GHK Glocks. Do not personally.
I'm gonna tell
get
you
them.
what.
I'll tell you what. What? GHK Glocks are good until they're not. And that's my problem with them. I got a GHK Glock, and it feels great. It's phenomenal. I was at Copperhead, and I got a whole bunch of sand in it, because when you play in the desert, apparently you get sand in your airsoft gear. Who would have thunk it, right?
Crazy.
Crazy idea. And I took it home, gave it to this guy, and we sat down in our garage, and we took it apart to clean it, and we cleaned the Hawktuin heck out of it. I don't know where that joke was supposed to land. It just didn't. We cleaned the heck out of it.
Does nobody else do the spit test when their Glocks get a little dry on the range?
I mean, I think that's like
Lube
normal.
it up,
That's
just
normal
like,
though.
oh, it's like a little gritty.
Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, okay.
Especially if you don't have any gun lube on.
That's
you.
my relation.
Well, yeah.
That's my connection.
Okay. But we cleaned the ever-living heck out of it and just got, like, completely disassembled and put it back together. It was never, ever the same. And you have worked on so many pistols and so many rifles. Like, you are a fantastic tech. And the fact that we were sitting there, like, not able to figure out what's going on with it, and to this day, it feels like it has a 15-pound trigger pull, and it's not even an exaggeration. When you go to shoot it, it feels like you pull the gun down. It just is not worth it. Also, with the price that GHK Glocks are compared to an Elite Force Glock, I highly recommend Elite Force because they're going to be cheaper, going to be more reliable in my eyes, and you can also take them apart and put them back together and have the same exact thing performance-wise, and you can upgrade them far more than you can GHK Glocks, at least in my eyes. So stay away from GHK Glocks, personally, and stick to Elite Force. Tried and true, and they'll never let you down.
I would really like to try the new SRC Glocks.
Yes.
If I wasn't already planning for an MTW, one of the new MTWs.
Oh, I can't wait for those. You guys are gonna love those.
I would burn SRC down if it wasn't like
Yeah.
I need to I need to make sure my invoice is completely clear for
Yeah.
the Fossil
Yeah,
series.
we are currently subsiding off of ramen and photosynthesis to get these new MTWs in. My cats, thankfully, they're still eating their fancy feast. However, we are going to starve. The next time you see us, we're going to look much more gaunt and frail.
I'm like at the point where I'm like, I have ramen and I have eggs. Can I do anything with these two combined?
I have
Probably not.
I have like 10 pounds of ground shoulder meat or whatever in my freezer if you want some, but
Probably gonna need some.
that's a risk that you are willing to take that I'm not. That's the reason why it's been in there for so long, because I don't want to have it.
Because I've been like ramen noodles and then putting the flavor pouches on the side just
Yeah.
so I can do spaghetti sauce.
Oh, no,
and
buddy.
then the next night it's like actual ramen. Just like it's still ramen,
So what you need
but
to
it's
do
different
is-
flavors of ramen.
This weekend, that's why you need to stock up on snacks this weekend for the event at Stag Ops. And then, speaking of which, we'll be there this weekend.
Why do you keep buying ground beef at every gas station? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Come on, I guess no one else is going to use it.
Takes
Take it all.
takes my one water bottle to the ice and water machine. Just as good.
Oh God! Speaking of event and trip stuff, we are going to be at Stag Ups this weekend. If that wasn't already said earlier in the live, that's gonna be a blast. I'm excited to see everyone from the Northeast there. We have a lot of good guys going to that game, including us two and David with our trailer. So if you do see us out there, I know a few guys have popped in the chat. We are super excited to be out that way. At a new field as well. You never got a chance to experience Tolcom, but we are at Advanced Action Sports.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I had a conversation with the owner the other day. Sounds like a really great guy. I looked at the field as well. Looks like a really cool field. So overall, I'm just pumped to be out that way.
Here's call sign Boyk. Get your profile pictures updated. Keep yourself fresh for the IG, the Insta Grizzles.
From where?
From
Oh.
IG.
Logan, where are you with getting your cowboy revolvers? I have an MTW I have to worry about now. That the cowboy revolvers have now taken a back seat. I'll just take a Glock into a leather drop leg and be done with it.
Goes into your sweatshirt pocket with a 6-year-old Glock.
Yeah, right. Who is doing Ballcar? Ballcar is what weekend? We know we're gonna be vending it. I don't know if I'm gonna be playing Ballcar.
Boyk with magnets.
Yeah, Talon. Yes, I know magnets. I know, buddy. That's your tism. That's your
No.
stim.
No, it's not.
Magnets, daddy.
I'm gonna be at the restaurant with the rattling
The
magnets.
rattlesnake neodymium ones. I have those on my fridge now, by the way. My cats find them very interesting. I'm looking for when Ballcar is supposed to be, so I can give some information on that.
Who do you think did it better,
Ooh,
Gen 12
Ballcar
or
is
the
end
Evolution
of
shotgun?
August. So, Ballcar is at the end of August, and it looks like it is going to be the same weekend as Copperhead. So I'm unsure as to who is going to be doing Ballcar. as of right now. However, we do have that on our calendar as something we are definitely going to try our hardest to get to. So that might very well just be some people from the shop going out, playing, hanging out with y'all. I know myself and him personally will be actually traveling across the United States, drive all the way to New Mexico to do Copperhead for American Mil Sim. That is a 40-hour drive, and I'm so excited to be stuck in a, like, 30-square-foot can with you for 5 days. It's going to be a good time. I am actually excited for that drive. It's one of my favorite. It's so long and so exhausting, but is one of my favorite drives to do because we always drive to the Northeast, and, like, this area, typically if you take the Mississippi and this is kind of where we typically are. We don't get to do a lot of events on that side, or at least past like the Texas-Oklahoma line. So seeing the rest of that part of the country is just cool. It's completely different geography and topography and all the other graphies, and it's just nice.
And then I'm going to be like, did you know that there's a positive and negative polarity on magnets? You have your positive and your negative. You would think that if you swap...
Where is this coming from?
But actually, if you have a reverse...
Don't touch my water bottle, you nerd.
I'm going to start doing the Neil deGrasse Tyson on...
What is
In our world, there's a phenomenon. Magnets.
Magnets, you gotta get the spiked up hair.
5-minute warning if you guys want to hit some of the other questions.
If there are any other questions left, I don't think there are. I think we
kind of been hitting them up.
What other ones? You start saying them.
The shotguns. Who do you think did it better, Gen 12 or the Evolution?
Oh, I answered that one in my mind. My bad.
See?
My bad.
You not saying things all the time?
I answered it.
Not out loud. What was it? Who did? It was Gen 12 and what?
Evolution.
Evolution shotgun. The G&G Evolution.
Well, actually, opinion. Those are two shotguns made for very different things.
Agreed.
Gen 12 is a great, I think, an actual shotgun platform where you have that distance and range. You can shoot out to 120, 30, 40, 50, and beyond feet. And it acts very much like an actual shotgun. The pellets stay together within a certain pattern and fly down range a given amount of feet. While the ESG-10, the G&G shotgun, is a scatter gun. Like that thing, the second you pull the trigger, the BBs go in every which direction. You'd have probably a max range of maybe 100 foot, and that's max range of 100 foot because of how wild the spread pattern can be depending on what your BB weight is and how much gas you have and XYZ. That is more of a CQB scatter gun, while the Gen 12 was and is and successfully has been a actual shotgun platform to be able to use not only in a CQB environment but also like in a milsim environment when you need those longer ranges at the same time.
I just want my PPS shell ejecting shotgun.
I know, buddy. I know. It's okay, bud.
I think the Gen 12 did better.
Does Talon need a hug?
No, I just need a PPS shotgun.
Oh, would you like a hug instead? I don't know.
No, I want a PPS shotgun instead. Keep your hug to yourself.
All right. Were there any other questions that we missed, Ross?
Not that I've seen.
Do you have any questions for us, Ross?
Yeah, do you have any questions?
We're here for your questions.
Yeah, tell them about the giveaway that's going on.
That's not a question.
Yes, it is.
That's a demand. That's very different.
If you rephrased it to, can you tell them
That'd
about
be
the
different.
giveaway
We'll happily
happening
do
next
that,
week?
Yes.
All right, I have a question for you. What's going on with the giveaway next week?
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay, so I have no. I don't know. I forgot. I'm kidding.
We can talk about the magnets that are involved.
No. I'm so tired of polarity and things that stick together due to whatever.
I'm going to take my magnets. I'm going to tell them exactly what steel parts are. Like magnet ASMR.
I'm gonna kill you. Let me go to the giveaway post so I can remember exactly what gun it is. Just because I genuinely can't remember. My brain's been fried by custom
It's the EMG made by SIMA compared to SEMA.
No,
right? SIMA gas blowback with compatibility for the Tokamuri NGRS. Something. There's some more numbers and letters involved with it. It's an M4A1.
Meanwhile, you could have waited like 30 seconds.
It's an M4 gas blowback.
Meanwhile, you could have waited like 30 seconds, and I could have had the post actually pulled up, and we could have read exactly the brand. Well, I knew it was an EMG.
Yeah.
But the details of it.
You could have, but you didn't. So.
I was working on it, but you were impatient.
How close was I?
Like 50-50.
So
we have a giveaway not coming up, but it's currently going on. You would have to just go to our Instagram, and we have a post about it. It is an EMG CGS series cold licensed by Sima, which is fantastic. The thing is really, really cool. I've seen those EMGs operate, even though I didn't have, me forgetting what we have for the giveaway. I have had my hands on them. They are very, very cool. On our giveaway, I think Ross might actually be pulling it up unless he's not. Nope, okay. So go to our post. You have to like, comment, share the post, and you will be entered in to win that giveaway. That is next week. We're announcing that 1:30, correct?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, and that's when it ends. So get your comments in and stuff like that, and join up and hopefully win a cool gun from us. And then stay tuned for all of the giveaways that we have as well. It's a horrible, horrible promotion for that.
So really quick, Gazelle
Should have done that at
asked-
the beginning of it.
He's got a question. A final question, if
Yeah,
you will.
okay, final question, and then we're logging off. What did you ask?
What's the best magnet?
Anyways, that has been the Amp Lunchtime Live.
Listen, Hobby Lobby or Michael's.
Joined by
Great.
myself
Very
and
strong.
then Talon,
Go
who's
through
never
multiple
going
pieces of
on
paper.
live ever again. Ross, please
If you want to hang up your